can co-work with the rest of us to ensure that the work of the regulator becomes easy and doable, but the investors don't run away with what is due to government. So I'll give them between 5 and 10 minutes to explain to us what they are proposing for us to consider. If it is crazy, then leave it for the groups to go judge it as one of the items. So I don't know whether you present both of you or only one. You can discuss.
Hello everyone. Good morning. My name is Hussein. Hussein J. And I'm the Secretary General for NESPAK. NESPAK is Network Service Provider Association of Kenya. It's a new association that we recently formed, and we'll be discussing briefly about what it is and who it entails and what it intends to do. With me here is our chairperson, Mr. Duncan Kamangi. He can at least maybe greet you guys as I work on this.
Good morning, guys. Okay, my name is Duncan, Chairman of NESPAK, and also CEO at Network Ventures. Today we're here just to introduce to you about NESPAK. I know most of you must have heard about NESPAK. This is an organization or what you call an association which was started early this year with a few goals uniting all ISPs in Kenya. And then some of the goals we have, we'll just introduce them to you here. I will leave it Mr. Sena to elaborate them down to you. Yeah. So, as I touch a bit of them, is we need unified what we call ISPs, where you be your own brother's keeper in cases like what we call vandalism of network, what we call vandalism of network cables, brochures, and everything. I have had a lot of these things happening to most of ISPs. We be one another like what we call keeper. Then we need this thing to be the voice. And then the goals we have, one goal is to unite. That's the first goal. And then the other one is like if we can mentor the upcoming what we call ISPs, then advocate for fair, scalable regulations. Like the other day we have given by CA these county level ISPs, because they have seen a lot of us, they work only in one county. It doesn't have two counties, then you pay a lot. We have like they said they said that we have what we call county level ASP, and then tier 4 NFP. So there's a proposal, but alongside the proposal, there's some things zilikuwa zinaenda zitatufinya side ingine. I guess you kama unajua nisoma, kuna vitu zilikuwa zinatufinya side ingine. Yes, ningepewa mlipe 15,000, lakini despite kulipa 15,000 bado bei ya kinaruta itaongezeka na vitu zingine. Then another thing is that we advocate for what we call like county government. Sijui kama kuna mwenye anaweza niambia license yenye ISP anaweza chukua ya kufanya kazi kwa county government ni gani? Kuna mwenye anajua? Mtu kama wa vijiji atuambie ni gani unaweza enda kwa kambi uambiwe ni hii yenyewe umeshikiwa upeane. We just guess ni gani the data. Another thing is that we are planning like for a long-term goal is that conjunction with CA and Ministry of ICT, we open what we call schools because in this market, I'm very sure 80% of us, we do struggle kupata technicians. Ni kweli? Kupata technician inakuwa ngumu. What we call a good technician when you unaweza tuma kwa uwanja na ndio fanya kazi ni you struggle. Another thing, we need to have what we call regional data centers. Like once you are in, like I have a friend of mine there, Amazon, ako Kisumu. Umse kupata net ishida kubwa. Of which I have another person mwenye ako huku, like neighbor yake hapo ako net nyingi sana data center. Lakini kumfikishia net ni shida. You see? So there's those things that we are trying to do, then to advocate for a clean market, fair market. Like now, we have a lot of these unlicensed ISPs working. They are there, they are willing to pay. Lakini wase unapata, huyu msee hakuna kitu kama kulipa ni net tu analipa, hakuna kitu kingine ameshashinda nyumba. Wewe umekuta kebo like Nairobi yote ama region now the like 4 regions are there. Uko Nairobi kuna customer 5. Yeah, unaenda place nyingine the same hivyo. So to avoid all this, what we do, we need to have a body that is your voice. If you feel you're pressed somewhere, you can come to us, you talk to us, you talk to NESPAK inaenda pigania pale. So I leave this to our Secretary General atueleze step by step, because I don't want to touch a lot, then it will become a repetition.
Thank you so much, our chairperson. Once again, my name is Usenje. I'm the Secretary General of NESPAK. So we were here from yesterday. We got a courtesy invite, thanks to the CA. So basically, when we approached CA, we came with the so-called illegal ISPs. That's why you see everyone branding me when you on wow. I'm not with them primarily, but let's brush through briefly on. He's already talked about what NESPAK is. I won't necessarily repeat on that. So we just jump through whatever we discussed yesterday, the issues that arose, and our findings and our possible proposals. So those are among the things that we talk about. That is us. That is NESPAK. Today you are seeing it here. I can promise you 12 months from now, you'll be looking for it. We'll have grown, because whatever we want to aim for is much bigger. So let's jump through to who NESPAK is. Though he has already talked about it. So Network Service Providers Association of Kenya is a duly registered society united internet service providers across Kenya. We are a collective force dedicated in fostering a thriving and sustainable internet ecosystem. I'll move to one. So we had our findings and emerging concerns, where as discussed from yesterday, some questions were asked about like for instance unfair competition from unlicensed operators, whom some people call illegal ISPs, vandalism of communication infrastructure, supervision and regulation of mass activities like rolling out illegal ISPs, and also bureaucracy in license processing. So I'll just respond to the key, four points. Those are the key ones. Unfair competition from unlicensed operators. So these are the illegal operators. These are the ISPs who operate without a license. There are so many. I won't lie to you, there are so many there outside here. We know them, we see them, we sit with them, but as of now, we can't even give out their names. Yes, the authority has tried to get the names from us, but we can't. We wanted at least to have an understanding so that when we bring them in, wasituone kama snitches. See, because we want to have the society, we have to have a society where everyone gets to enjoy whatever they are doing. Vandalism of communication infrastructure. I specifically noted that because, and actually on that, let me add vandalism stroke theft of communication infrastructure. Those are two different things. Those are two different. We have vandalism and theft. On vandalism, honestly, it doesn't necessarily come from only the illegal ISPs. Vandalism also comes from just within us here. You are in an area, you operated in an area for like 1 or 2, 3 years, then someone comes in and immediately they come in, you feel like it's a threat and they take up your clients. So what do? Unaenda kwa building yake, one building yenye he's doing well, unatafuta the main drop cable or the cable that brings the link to the distribution box. Unaenda na pliers, unafinya, fiber kidogo ama sindano unadunga. So the people in that area are affected. Your competitor is like, why don't my people have internet? You do a physical check, you can't see, but it's basically your competitor. So vandalism primarily comes from just within ourselves. Now there is theft. Theft, we also have, now theft is where those other upcomings are in Turkey. And one thing I want to make it straight is NESPAK does not promote, tolerate, or encourage unlicensed ISPs, because we are also equally affected by the same people. And this issue of theft, you'd find that, let's say, maybe these cables, they are quite expensive if you go and buy them directly from a shop. But this person feels like, nikienda kuiba mahali fulani, au ni kampuni kubwa watanunua tena, mimi nifanye connection yangu ndogo tu hapa, they won't feel a pinch. So theft, we've identified some, some arrests have been made thanks to NESPAK, because we have whistleblowers, we have members who have been affected, so they come and tell us person X or person Y constantly steals products from person Z and comes and sells them to the market. And also in the market here, we have sales of used equipment. It's a menace. And these used equipment, I won't lie to you, majority comes from the green company, and they're the most affected. And ziko huku tu. And obviously, these unlicensed people don't know what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, kiletewa router ambiwa leta 1,000. He'll buy. And the same router maybe goes for retail for 3,000 or something. And so you see, they're majorly also a problem, and we'll collaborate with CA to work around on how we can prune them out. Supervision and regulation of mass activities like proving illegal ISPs. Just like the way circles work in the transport sector, you find you have, let's say, maybe Supermetro or any circle. Supermetro like maybe has 600, a fleet of 600 vehicles. NTSA cannot be following up 600 vehicles from one circle, but it can follow up Supermetro as an entity. So it's the work for the circle to follow up with its members and ensure they are fully compliant at all the times. So we were looking at, also see, as much as we are blaming them, they don't have the enough manpower to move around the whole country looking at the individual ISPs. And so with the emergence like with a session like NESPAK or any other session that will come there, we can help CA to regulate such. Another thing that we realized is an issue with the unlicensed entities was bureaucracy in CA licensing process. And it has been talked about. You find not only does it take a very long time, but also the amount of forms and everything requirement that you have to give. Mtu anaangalia hivi anaona hapana, hiyo mimi siwezi. Some forms are just plain black and white forms, but the question that they're asking, they don't know what even to fill. Like, it's too complex for even simple understanding. You don't even know at that point that you're supposed to be writing your name or your company or anything. So also CA needs to do some good sensitization, and maybe just like it was suggested yesterday, declutter the forms. Have what is necessary there. At least it'll be slightly easier. On the next slide. Now, this is a very simple question. Who is responsible for these illegal ISPs? It's a simple question but very fundamental. I want us to address it here. Number one, Communication Authority. Let us take a typical example shortly. Right now, ukikuja uptown, you know, normally in Nairobi you have two parts of town, the downtown and the uptown. Ukikuja uptown from Moi Avenue, going all the way to Upper Hill, trust you won't find a hawker. You'll not find a hawker. Juu anajua kanjo wako mahali hapo na atamshika. Na maybe he's hawking things worth 5,000 na atambiwa lipe 20,000 in fines. And you see, the county government is so strict, even not only with hawkers. Hata sisi hatuwezi panda poli hivi hivi. The county government is so strict that you are even afraid you yourself trying to attempt. You cannot attempt. But now, who is here? They are seated along Wayakiwe. You go and file your returns and everything. They give you a license and you go about your business. They have no one who you operate, don't operate. They quote unquote don't care. Like, that is how they are seeing it. Sasa hata mtu mwenyewe nitafuti, acha mimi ngoje siku atakuja nitakata. Which right now CA doesn't do that basically. Number two, the major ISPs. And this one I'm talking the green guys, the red guys. I don't have a lawyer, that's why I'm referring to them with that. The green guys, the red guys. There's another green. There's another green. The yellow guys. These are the people who sell this capacity to these guys. When I was starting, I'll be honest, when I came into this business, I'm an ISP, when I was starting, getting a capacity wasn't difficult for me. The only thing that I needed to give was money. Even my names and everything, it was 2 weeks after I've tested the internet already. It's already operational. You see? And these guys will ask for minimal documents, minimal, focusing on the money. Unataka capacity kiasi gani? Wakisikia 1 GB, ni hiyo siku, nitaipata. They're just focusing on how can we sell the capacity. What if the two green guys and the red guy and there's a blue guy, the yellow guy over there. What if they decided that we are not going to give you capacity, not unless you bring us compliance certificate and some other things? And I'll be honest with you, Mr. Director. We have a case like the red guys. Do you know what the red guys did recently? Because they were kind of accused to be promoting the illegal ISPs. What did they do? They didn't tell any, even the existing ISPs to bring their compliance certificate and maybe reconnect them. They just increased their rates. But kuna wengine wana shida ya pesa. Wataongeza. The rates were 100 and something, they took it to almost 300. People are paying. They are focusing on the wrong thing. If at all they can, you see, like right now, you go to a Safaricom house, you want to register a SIM card. Cry all you want, but without an ID or a passport, you won't get a registration, a registered SIM card. Understand? So, the major ISPs, these are the backbone of all these guys because they are selling internet. Internet ikikatwa na huko juu, they have nothing to sell. You see, and if they have nothing to sell, we won't have all these problems that we are having. They don't get the need to buy equipment. They don't get the need to run cables the way they want and everything. The third person who is responsible is us who are seated here, the licensed ISP. I know I'm licensed. I know I'm operating in a certain area. That area, I know we are like 10 of us. Out of the 10, only 3 have been licensed. But we are condoning these 7 other guys. Of these 7 other guys, the internet package that are selling at 2,000, they are selling at 700. And the client are like, provided it's working, me, I'm fine. I'll pay for it. We are not necessarily coming out and outrightly maybe telling COC. Now again, that is where CA fails us. Right now, I'm very sure if I call Mr. Derek, nimwambie Derek, mana kuna jirani yangu mwingine hapa ananisumbua sana. Derek will tell you, oh, okay, we will look into it. We'll look into it. I don't understand, but now maybe. And you see, 6-7 months down the line, the person is still operating, nothing has been done. And you see now, the main issue is, if I tell person X that I'm going to report you to the authority that you're operating without a license, and you happen to do it, and the authority does nothing, in fact, anakuwa na kiburi zaidi. Sema sienda urudi tena. And so at times pia unapata if CA happens to respond, some of them, not all of them, due to security reasons I won't mention them, some of them, some of the officials are compromised. So direct sita kunanganya. You give someone from 34A, B, and C, pale, that's an illegal entity. They come there with a double cabin. Lakini wanatoka wakismile. What does it mean? They came very frowned. In fact, with suits, and they're like, letter barua. But they live there without the letters and but smiling. Some of the officers are compromised. But so as much as we are helping the regulator to do its job, at times now, what can you do past that? You can't go and report to the police station. They'll tell you, hiyo sio kazi yetu. You see? So also the regulator needs to work on that. Now, on to the next slide. Should be, I think, the second last slide. What does NESPAK propose? This is, the proposals are coming from the illegal members, the illegal operators. Most of them, if you ask them, okay, just read whatever is there. Being at the center of the market, we tend to observe what's really happening on the ground among the being. Now this is what they were telling us. That the licenses, the current available licenses are too expensive. The tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 are too expensive for them. Someone tells you, maybe my own infrastructure is 200,000. You want me to get a license that I'm going to pay 370,000 or 540,000 total. And then like you see, and so most were like, if at all they can give us licenses that are manageable and realistic to us, we will go for it. And so there were this proposal of introduction of tier 4 NFP licenses for people who would be, because most of them operate in a single 2 counties. So there was that introduction of tier 4 license. They proposed that. There was also introduction of proposal of introduction of county ASP license, and also as NESPAK, this is what we are proposing. You may agree or disagree, but we are proposing that the authority, through a certain legal framework, they can work around it, ensure that all ISPs join an association to help the regulator easily reach a majority via the association, just like the transport sector. You see the way we have circles in the transport sector. So also in the ISP sector, we can have the so-called association or society that each and every member should belong to. So that way, I can easily identify it's person X who is messing us somewhere or something. Then also, there was a proposal that CA should create harmony between other government institutions in regards to our market, such as the county government, specifically where he lives. And if at all you take that into consideration, kindly start with Kiambu County. Uko tumeimba. You go there, just park your vehicle. You are not even intending to do any job there, but the fact that it's branded, already it's clamped. I don't know how it can work, but we need to have an understanding. Because you see, you pay, and also with Kenya Power, you pay for the licenses at the CA, you go and pay for your agreement at Kenya Power, you start your work, but you are not safe. Kanjo also comes, you've paid waivers at with Kenya Power, and also you come and pay them here, and no one cares about that. So if at all you can moderate on that, that one will be in order. Last thing there, CA, with assistance and collaboration of other associations or licensees, can enforce weeding out of other main elephant, of the other main elephant in the room, which are the illegal operators. Let these operators be like your whistleblowers or something. And when you are given that information, please act on it. Don't just let it be there. Because we can't have a situation where you are given information, you are doing nothing, and you are blaming us. Now wataendelea kufanya kazi. So what is NESPAK's approach and intention towards its members or potential members? One is to identify the members. We have to know who is doing what where. Two is to educate them on the importance of compliance and with CA and other government regulatory bodies. Three is to onboard them to the association and also tell them the benefits of being in the association. And three is to align them with the current market structure and how to operate, so that we don't have instances where cables are flying east, west, and everywhere. I normally call them cables metengeneza mosquito web kwa pole. You go somewhere and you look at one pole like this, it has like strands of 100 cables, and you're like, who even commissioned this? So if that one can be looked into, we can appreciate. Now, this was our final conclusion. Who are the enablers of these illegal operators? Us. We are the enablers of them. If CA can do its job the way it's supposed to do, if the Tier 1 and Tier 2 can do its job the way it's supposed to do, if us other licensed ISPs can do what we are supposed to do, we won't be here. Let's not just leave it to the regulator. The regulator doesn't know someone in Korogosho who is selling Sambaza, but you there, you know, forward the name. Can the regulator come with a mechanism, a whistleblowing mechanism, that someone can anonymously report someone with good intentions? Sometimes it's with good intentions. Because like, let's say for me where I'm operating, I'm suffering. Kuna mtu anauza net 500. If there can be a channel, at first we'll try to reach out to the person, talk to them, but if they insist that they are not going to comply in any way, shape or form, we can forward it to your ABO office and act upon it. I think with those ones, that was my last remark. Thank you so much for this opportunity to present to you. If you have any query during lunch hours, you can come. The yellow people, sorry, the vacuum doesn't use. And also the red people, don't just increase your prices. Ask for the requirements. I have the message so.
Thank you so much. So now you've seen